Hi, I'm Robert Williams for the Pride LA. If West Hollywood had a town square, it would be the Abbey. It has been called one of the best bars in the world, and it has become a cultural landmark. I'm sitting here with David Cooley, the owner of the Abbey, in honor of the Abbey's 25th birthday celebration that's coming up this next week, right? Tuesday. Yeah. So yes, a lot of things going on, and so we want to talk about the success of the Abbey and what's going on in the future. So thank you so much. Hello.
Nice to have you here.
Okay.
With our drinks.
With our drinks. So for people, cheers.
Cheers.
Now cheers. This one.
Okay.
Cheers.
Double
Let's see it. These are both so good. So this is the mojito, and this is the wild berry martini.
And I'm drinking the apple.
What I think is so cool is like I said, the Abbey is like basically a town square. People come here when we're like organizing to fight some kind of legislation. They come here before they get married. They come here for all. I mean, it's a community hub, I guess. And 25 years, that's a lot of impact on a lot of people's lives. Do you think about that?
I'm really, really grateful for that. And you know, it goes back to even when I had the landlord here, and he's an older guy, Danny, who lives in Palm Springs now. I said, you know, you allowed me to expand into this space 5 times. And I said, just, you know, you allow me to follow my dreams, and you allow me to grow. When he was downsizing his business, I was able to grow my business. I said, I thank him so much, because the dreams that I had of opening up a business here in West Hollywood and expand, the people we've impacted and the causes that has, you know, come to the attention, and the Abbey's been so supportive and a leader in so many areas. I said, you know, you created so many dreams, so the relationships, the hookups, that, you know, from Prop 8 being across the street, I mean, being here, and you know, Equality for Marriage, and ACT UP, you know, we started across the street. You know, in 1991, they came to me and said, can we have this as a meeting ground? And, you know, they were the first organization that really went out there and stood up for, you know, AIDS causes, and, you know, and having Hillary Clinton here and doing fundraisers. I mean, it's become a town center, a town square, and, you know, it's going to always continue, hopefully, to be that.
I met my first gay friend here. It was 2002. I remember exactly where it was. This wasn't there yet. It was over there. I remember the color of his shirt, because I felt so alone here.
Oh.
You know, I was new to California, and like the impact that had on my life, because he then was like my tour guide. He introduced me to all my friends here. So I was just thinking about all the other people that has, you know, has happened for right here in this bar over 25 years. That's a lot of people. A
lot of people. You know, it's a great compliment when I see people walking through with friends or their family, and they're going from one room, and then they expanded into here, and then they took that. It's like they have part ownership, and that makes me feel so good. Or when I have people come in and say, this is the first place that I came out to, or I brought my parents to, that I can show them that, you know, what they thought of gay bars is not actually just, you know, a nice environment. So that's such a nice compliment when I hear that, and people coming up and say, this was the first place I came out to. Because I knew when I took my first step in a bar, a gay bar in Las Vegas, I drove around for about an hour and a half. So it's nice to have an environment like this.
14,000 square feet and counting, 200 employees and counting. That's not even including what's going to be over here, correct?
That's going to be about another 5,500 square feet and about another 45 employees.
That's also a different kind of success. That's a success. Is this what you imagined it to be when you were opening a coffee shop?
No, not at all. I started with one little espresso machine and a few cakes on the counter, 1,100 square feet, and, you know, here we are 25 years later and still growing. So I'm so grateful. You know, every day I still pinch myself, or when we close at night, you know, I'm like, I hope these people come back tomorrow. You know, I hope they had a good time.
I think they will.
And, you know, social media is such an impact, and you know, especially in this business, it's you know, when you go out, people are like, what's a fun place to go to? It's word of mouth. It's such a big impact on my business. So hopefully, you know, they're coming back tomorrow.
So when it was the coffee shop across the street, were you opening a coffee shop? Were you opening a gay coffee shop? Was it, you know, what was your vision for that business?
It's a great question. I was a banker at Wells Fargo, and one of my clients had the first coffee house on La Brea called The Living Room. Its name was Robert Cass. And I just, was watching his accounts and saw that he was doing a very good business, and went and studied his business. And then I'm like, well, West Hollywood needs a place like this. I've never had a cup of coffee in my life, so I counted on my friends to be my coffee tasters. And I found a little 1,100 square feet, which was part of a dry cleaners. And everyone didn't think I should do it because I was not on Santa Monica Boulevard. So I was the first gay coffee house. This is before even corporate coffee houses, Starbucks or anything was there. So yeah, the first little gay coffee house in West Hollywood, then it just took off, and here we are 25 years later.
25 years later, and I read that your most, I guess, mind-blowing memory of those 25 years is having a drink with Elizabeth Taylor.
Many drinks, many martinis with her, yeah.
Okay, so how did that all come about?
Being in Hollywood, we have the benefit of the celebrity crowd. Then you never know who's going to be sitting at a table, and we get celebrities in all the time. And when I got the call that Elizabeth was here, I sped over here so fast, and
so she just showed up, and you just
showed up, and it was because her nurse was a big fan of the Abbeys, and she thought Elizabeth would like it because the big following is the gay community. And so I came in, and here she was drinking a martini, and I introduced myself, and she said, "Please sit down, sweetie," and about 4 drinks later, she said, "We got to do this again." And it just became a regular basis.
I can imagine that drive over here. You've gotten a call that Elizabeth Taylor's coming in. You're on the phone. You're like, make sure the toilets are clean.
Yeah. Yes. Well, they should be always. But it was, surreal. I was really underneath the table, pinching myself and going, she's the legend. She's one of Hollywood's legends. I don't know if anyone's going to replace her. And what she, over time, which the story she would tell me, and what she did for our community and continues to do for our community. We work very close with the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation still, because they still are helping so many people on her behalf.
So what did you guys talk about? Can you remember a conversation?
Oh, many things about her husbands, many husbands. Who her favorite was.
Who was her favorite?
Richard Burton, of course.
Okay.
There's a story that she wanted to be buried next to him, but he was buried in Switzerland, and she was very upset because his last wife bought so many plots all around where Richard was buried that she couldn't be buried next to him. So that was a fun story.
I also read that you moved to Los Angeles to be able to live out and openly, and what I think is so cool is that you really elevated the gay bar. I mean, we are literally out in the open here, and it's not in the shadows, and it's not something that's seedy or dirty. Was that part of your initial vision when you were opening your coffee shop, for a place to be open and welcoming?
Yes, I went to school for hotel restaurant management. And when I moved to LA, I turned down all my job offers, moved out here without a job. So when I had a vision of opening up the first coffee house, I lived close by, and I attended, and partied in all the bars and clubs around here. But I wanted something to bring new, which was the coffee house element, and also to be outside, because we're in Southern California and we should enjoy this wonderful weather. So as we expanded, and when I moved over to this location to see the patio space, and to elevate what we could offer was a definite goal of mine. And with the new space at the chapel, it's going to be 2/3 patio. So that will continue.
So over the past 25 years, what has changed as far as what people want?
They still want a good, strong drink. That's never changed. In economic times, when people still come out because they want to be out and enjoy themselves. But I would have to say one of the biggest changes is probably the internet. So many businesses have closed because they would just cater to a certain clientele. If you wanted hot leathermen, you went to this bar. If you wanted lesbians, you went to this bar. If you wanted hot Latinos, you went to this bar. So I think social media, with Grindr and all these other hookup sites, has impacted a lot of the bars. When I opened up 25 years ago, I just made sure that everyone was always included. I didn't cater to one specific crowd. There's no velvet ropes. Everyone's invited in. We're just celebrating our 5th year of Girls' Night here with Robin and Sandy as our hosts.
What night is that?
That is on Wednesday nights.
Wednesdays.
And I don't think there's any lesbian bars left. in town.
Yeah.
So it's so great that we have this. And even though we have Ladies Night on Wednesday, the place is large enough that we still cater to all our other crowds. That was nice that I created so many rooms and elements where we could, have a certain event, a party there, but still always be open to the public.
And one thing, I mean, I've been here hundreds, maybe thousands of times, I don't know, but I've never been charged to cover. Is that a part of your methodology?
It has been, yes. It has been, always been, never a charge of a cover, but we'll see how that will continue.
That might change.
Things are, I have so many dancers now, and so we'll see how that goes.
You mentioned dancers. Do you audition the dancers yourself?
I have final say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can help.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I'm good at that. Whenever you're in a group of gays, and the Abbey is even mentioned, there is always one expert who knows exactly how much money you make, exactly how much money this place, and I feel like the Pride LA with its, you should just set the record straight. How much money does this place make?
Jeez, how much is? I have to call my accountant on it.
Oh, it's that much.
No, I just make sure the money comes in and I pay my staff. But I've been told it's one of the biggest grossing bars in America, but I haven't seen all the other bars yet. So,
yeah.
But I know I'm one of the top 5 tax revenue sources for the city, and one of the highest sources for employees to be employed.
That's awesome. You've got a lot going on right now. All right, so the chapel. What can we expect with the chapel?
It's the chapel of the Abbey, and what's going to be nice, it's a continuation of what I have, what people enjoy. It's going to be a little more upscale, again, a lot more outdoor space. If you look over there now, I took the space and basically half the building's been demoed. Cool, a little more vibe, a little more loungy, so you could be over in this space and have all the craziness with the lights and so forth, but then walk over past the bakery and then you have something a bit more chill and loungy. That's what my concept is now, but usually my audience always directs me in a direction, and I might be changing that concept within a week or two.
And when will that be completed?
We are hoping, I was really trying for Gay Pride, but it's just not going to happen. So we're shooting for definitely by Labor Day.
Labor Day, cool. And then Cooley's. Everyone's talking about Cooley's, and everyone knows what's happening with Cooley's also. So what is happening with Cooley's?
I'm hopefully going to be announcing some really great news probably within a week or 10 days.
All right.
Really exciting. I think everyone will love it, and the neighborhood will love it, and just plan on eating a little bit more, a lot more.
Okay, so you have said that, and I love that you said this, that West Hollywood is a place where you can make dreams come true. What is your advice to someone who has a dream?
Don't listen to people who say, don't do it, why do it? Say in corporate America, that's too expensive to do, you can't make a living off that, because that's what I was told. Follow your dreams. If you fail, it's a good lesson, and try again. Because your friends and you got your family, and again, the city of West Hollywood is a place where I wanted to come as a gay person and make a dream happen, and it's 25 years later.
Can you remember a time where an so-called expert, told you something that has just totally been proven wrong?
Oh, many times. And everyone has their own opinion on how you could even do better. But when I make a decision, I do talk to my friends and customers and ask their opinion. But again, there's a lot of people who sometimes are jealous of people who are succeeding, or you can't read your reviews. You just got to try to make your best and keep pushing, and just think whatever you think is best and fun. The people, my customers, will enjoy it.
Is that logic, or is that like gut instinct to decide those decisions?
Mostly I follow on gut instincts. I travel a lot, and when I travel, I always look for when I'm in a restaurant or bar, or if we're on a date, I'd be the worst person, because I'd be looking around and seeing what works. Why are they doing that? Why shouldn't they do this? Or I order every appetizer just to see how the presentation is, and I try to get ideas from other
people's mistakes.
Yes. or successes.
Or successes. Okay. So the Abbey Diaries, that is a reality show. It's also kind of about people following their dreams. Explain what it's about.
A great opportunity. When E approached us and asked to do a show, I've been offered before and I've turned it down. I'm a businessman before a reality star. and we have a good team around us. I have CAA and E and Banage Productions, and I think it's going to be great. The Abbey Diaries is just a working name right now. That probably might change. And it's just going to be following some of our employees here, following what their dreams are wanting to be, what they want to be. We're in Hollywood, everyone has a dream here. And also seeing what it takes to run a business like this. Because, it's nice when we sit down and have a drink like this, but, a lot goes into that for us to enjoy that.
Yes. I can tell. A lot has gone into this. Yeah. You've got a lot going on now. Future plans for the Abbey. People always are you talking about Miami, New York, or Chicago? Is that on the table right now, or are you just kind of like waiting to see how things play out?
I have a lot on the table here. I have what's going to be announced on the Cooley space on Santa Monica Boulevard. I have the chapel, which will be open in 3 months. I have the TV show. It's definitely a dream of mine to open up in Miami or New York or Chicago. Let me get this kind of settled first and make sure everything's working smooth, and then we move on.
So you said that you're announcing something that's going to make you busy on Cooley, so that means that you are going to be involved in that space right there.
Yes.
Ah, exclusive right there. We talked about this being a hub for the community, and I remember during Prop 8, I remember coming here. I've come here for several things. Why is it important for you to be active in politics and pushing progressive issues?
It's kind of came as a part of the Abbey. I was never really politically involved until people started coming to the Abbey and discussing things, and now any gay issue, political, gay rights, marriage equality, it seems like all the news crews comes to the Abbey, and to have a voice in that. I speak my mind, and I'm very proactive on being an equal in America. President Obama has finally made us feel like I'm an equal. We didn't have those rights before, and a lot of people across the country work so hard for us to have the equal rights and have, to be a true American with 100% equal rights. There's still a lot of issues that we have to deal with, as you see, during this political campaign right now. But I'm glad that my voice is heard and people listen to my opinion. And like I said, I'm very outspoken. Some people don't agree with me at times, and I just feel whatever is on my mind, I speak it.
You mentioned President Obama. You were named to his LGBT Advisory. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Advisory Council?
It was an advisory council where I was called in a couple of times and met with them and Michelle, and they would just ask what's on people's minds. What's your concerns, and it was a real honor to go to the White House and to be with them, and to have his ear and Michelle's ear.
Michelle.
Yeah.
Just Michelle.
So it's been a real honor.
Cool.
Really
That's so cool.
Honor.
Okay, so who are you supporting in the upcoming election?
Hillary. She's been.
You're with her?
I'm with her. I have been. Believe me, I'm not a Donald Trump fan. It's going to be scary. It's going to be fun. It's going to be somewhat of a reality show watching the campaign this year. But Hillary, I think, is the most experienced. She's a very good supporter. She's a friend of the family's. She threw my mom's 75th birthday party at her house. So I'm definitely for Hillary.
All right, and so I think there's going to be a lot of ladies out there wanting to know if you're single, or is there a Mr. David Cooley at home?
Believe it or not, after all these years, I can actually say I'm dating someone.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And that word was never in my vocabulary, and it's someone that I've known for about 5 years, and we've gone back and forth, and now we're kind of making it a little more serious.
All right, and so besides the Abbey, what is important to you?
Family, friends, health, having fun, seeing other people having a great experience that I know that I was a part of the Abbey. That I always love to see when I look across and you see people from all ages, just having a good time. A Sunday Fun Day is so nice here because you see all walks of life here, and it's a big melting pot, and everyone's just having a great time, and it's nice to look back and go, I was part of this.
Yes. That's it. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, David.
So much.
This is awesome.
Happy Gay Pride.
Happy Gay Pride. Happy birthday, the Abbey.
Thank you.